Welcome to Animal Life of North America. I am your host, David Attenborough, and today we will take a close look at 3 of the amazing species that you can find here in Watchung Park. If you lift up any rock or fallen log, you can find many creatures dwelling under it. Maybe this one, perhaps. Ooh, fascinating. The redback salamander. This is the northern redback salamander, also known as Plethodon cinereus, from the amphibia class. They are most abundant in areas with lots of moisture. They range from the east of the Missouri and between Minnesota and North Carolina. They are most common in the Midwestern United States. Commonly with salamanders, they are quadrupedal and walk on 4 legs with a side-to-side motion, moving diagonally opposite feet in the same direction. They feed on a large variety of invertebrates. These include mites, spiders, insects, centipedes, millipedes, beetles, and other such little critters. Interestingly, the redback salamander has a red back because it exhibits a phony warning coloration to make predators think it's poisonous, when they actually aren't. Amphibians such as this breathe through their skin and need to retain moisture to breathe. Males and females typically establish separate feeding and or mating territories underneath rocks and logs. After they mate, females will produce from 4 to 17 eggs in a year, and they will hatch in 6 to 8 weeks. The coloration of the back leads to different behavior between salamanders. The lead black phase has a tendency to run away from predators, whereas in the red-backed phase often stays immobile, exhibiting aposematic coloring. For defense, they have the ability to drop all or part of their tail if under attack from a predator, and can grow a new one afterwards. This one, for example, has lost its tail recently. As you can see, the tail is not properly tapered and exhibits a slightly different color from the main body, meaning it has recently lost its tail from a predator. They need to defend against many predators because they make up an important part of the food chain. They can become prey for a wide variety of snakes, birds, and mammals. For offense, they forage by thrusting out their tongue in a quick forward motion to capture their prey. Lucky for them, redback salamanders are common throughout their range. In the future, however, they could be affected by high levels of acid in the soil, caused by human-induced factors, like acid rain. Unlike most salamanders, redbacks do not spend any part of their lives in water. Most salamanders have to lay their eggs in water. These lay their eggs in a rock, or inside an old log. They are born looking like mini salamanders about an inch long. And now we say goodbye to our friend, the redback salamander. Here I am looking to catch a bluegill sunfish. Bluegill sunfish live in any body of water in most of North America. Naturally, they live east of the Rockies, north of southern Mexico, and south of Canada. But since then, they have been introduced into all over North America and throughout the world. I have a creek chub on now. Here is a creek chub. They are the neighbor of the sunfish. They live in creeks and streams throughout North America. They will eat just about anything that they think they can fit in their mouths. Bluegill sunfish can be found in streams such as this. They can also be found in rivers, ponds, and lakes throughout North America. This is the bluegill sunfish, or Lepomis macrocryus of the class Actinopterygiae. They have a thin, round body and typically range from 4 to 12 inches long, weighing up to 2 pounds. Bluegill sunfish utilize cryptic coloring to blend into the aquatic vegetation background and avoid predators. As you can see, they have these dark green stripes to imitate aquatic plants. Sunfish make prey for many large predatory fish, and therefore need to be quick sprinters to avoid being eaten. Sunfish use synchronized fin movements to turn quickly and sprint away from predators. Adult bluegills eat crayfish, snails, leeches, and insect larvae. An adult sunfish consumes up to 35% of its body weight each week. Bluegill sunfish live in rivers, lakes, and ponds of North America. They are native to the east of the Rocky Mountains from northern Mexico to southern Canada, but have been introduced all throughout North America, Asia, and Europe. Sunfish typically live in warm, shallow water in temperatures between 60 and 80 degrees. They hide in and around aquatic plants and submerged debris to avoid predators. Sunfish have adapted to tolerate up to 1.8% salinity, which has allowed them to spread to slightly brackish water, such as the Chesapeake Bay. These marvelous creatures can sense slight movements in the water to detect predators and potential prey. Bluegills use their keen eyesight to hunt and are most active during the day. They spawn from late May through August in warm, shallow water. These hardworking fish will make 6 to 12-inch diameter spawning beds out of sand or gravel. Males will try to make the largest and best spawning beds to attract females to mate with. Now I will return him to the water. They are resilient animals. In moist areas, we can find a wide variety of amphibians, such as the Lithobates L. clementans, also known as the green frog. They can be found in any pool of water, from lakes, streams, ponds, to puddles. Green frogs have a green head and a brown rear, allowing them to camouflage well with their environment. Male green frogs tend to be slightly smaller than their female counterparts, but make up for it with a large external eardrum and a yellow underbelly that they use to attract mates. Although the green frog can breathe air and has lungs, they spend most of their adult life in water. They are also very good jumpers, letting them dive deep into water if they can feel threatened or see something approaching. The green frog can pretty much eat anything that it can fit in its mouth. As carnivores, they eat animals from land to water, including mostly insects, but also snails, slugs, crayfish, and butterflies. Tadpoles, on the other hand, eat smaller things, including algae and diatoms. They practice a sit-and-wait method rather than searching for food like many other animals, and eat anything that comes within their reach. The green frog's range can go as far as northern Quebec and Nova Scotia, to far west as Oklahoma, Texas, and Iowa, and as south as northern Florida. When they hibernate in the winter, they must go to the muddy bottom of a lake or pond. The most obvious adaptation of the green frog is the large external eardrums. This allows them to have a very good sense of hearing to detect predators and their prey around them. A less obvious adaptation is the green frog's resemblance to the mink frog in areas where both frogs are found. The mink frog secretes a chemical that makes it foul-tasting to predators. So in this sense, this is a form of mimicry, as the green frog has a better chance of surviving if predators think it is a mink frog. At the end of spring to the start of summer, green frogs migrate from their home habitat to breeding sites. Males arrive first in the breeding sites to establish and defend their territory. Females come to the breeding sites after the males, and only when they are ready to spawn. For the little time that they are at the breeding sites, they use it to select a male. After breeding with the male and in its territory, the female returns to the habitat and lays 1,000 to 4,000 black and white eggs across the surface of a small pond or lake. The offense practiced by green frogs is the sit-and-wait method, combined with quick reflexes. As tadpoles, green frogs are eaten by bullfrogs, dragonfly, and fishing spiders. As adults, they are eaten by black ducks, mallards, herons, and crows. Mallards, for example, are able to dive into a pond or lake and find a green frog to eat. The green frog is not endangered and is safely secured within its range. Green frogs are important to the scientific community for research and are also widely used in biology classrooms around the country. Today, we have looked at the diverse biological life that can be found in Watchung Reservation in northern New Jersey. I'm your host, David Attenborough. Look forward to seeing you next time on Animals of North America.